Spider-Man PS4 was a pretty good story. A lot of people really enjoyed it, but I think Miles Morales could be a little bit better, a little bit more interesting. Like Spider-Man PS4, don't get me wrong, was a really good story, but for me, I feel like they did some things that were pretty much expected. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like there weren't many things in the game that shocked me. They didn't do anything that was entirely different than things that I've never seen before. It was pretty much a predictable Spider-Man game, with the exception of them killing off Aunt May, which I thought was not really needed or necessary, but I guess they're trying to make Spider-Man be by us. I don't know, but by itself, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of not earned. Like Aunt May, outside of us knowing who she is and us seeing her in other incarnations, like she wasn't really a big role in the game. She had the homeless shelter, but it didn't really play a big role. So Miles Morales, perhaps they can do something really interesting. I was reading something about the police conversation taking place right now, how there are people for the police and people against the police, and how Miles Morales, his father was a police officer, and how his uncle is a criminal, the Prowler. So it could be extremely interesting if they do tackle something along the lines of the police versus the criminals, and talking about actually why people are being criminals, and they kind of dive a little bit into that, and have that little discussion, that little debate about who's really helping who. Are the police really helping if they're just beating up poor people? And if poor people are literally just doing things because they're poor and they're trying to survive, are the police really helping? Like, maybe they will have that conversation. Maybe there can be some nuance, and there can be some themes that push the population, or at least force the population to think a little bit. So maybe the game can do that. And if it does do that, then this, in my opinion, will be the best story in a Spider-Man game. Like, it would be, because these Spider-Man games, the PS4 was cool, but you're not going to sit here and tell me as a Spider-Man fan that was the best Spider-Man story, and that Spider-Man story was unpredictable, because it wasn't, like, it was completely and utterly predictable, and I was not shocked. The only shocking part was Aunt May, and it was more so like, why you just kill her? Like, what? Why did you do that? And it was emotional, I guess, but it wasn't. It wasn't, I'm honest. People is lying, all right? Y'all lying. It was not. It was not emotional. And people also go with this whole trolling narrative. I'm not trolling, I'm being honest. I'm being 100% honest. Y'all don't be honest with this. Y'all be lying. Y'all get up on here and y'all be capping for views, and you want everybody to, love you, and you want to get special privileges and stuff. Like, I'm not on here for that, okay? I don't care about no special privileges. I don't care about these developers. I don't care about clout. I don't care about popularity. All I'm doing is just spreading my thoughts, my opinions, and I want to hear y'all thoughts and opinions. Miles Morales could be the best Spider-Man game because of the fact that it could actually tackle some dope themes, you know what I'm saying? Some interesting themes. Not to mention that, the story of an African American or Afro Latina, whatever you want to say, Miles Morales isn't, but the story of a melanated, superhero being told modern day, that's some interesting stuff to me as a melanated individual myself. I think that's pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. And I think we might get gameplay this week, so if we do, you best believe we're gonna be talking about that. But yeah, that's what I got to say. I think Miles Morales could be the best Spider-Man story in a game. We could go movies, but I don't think the games and movies necessarily compare. People were saying like Spider-Man PS4 was like the best Spider-Man movie, and I'm like, okay, maybe, but I would much prefer like a Spider-Man movie, like Spectacular Spider-Man, or the Spider-Man PS4 as a movie would be cool. It's they just, I feel as if there are some Spider-Man isms that really show in the Spider-Man PS4 game. Some Spider-Man isms, some normal Spider-Man stuff, things that we're used to when it comes to Spider-Man, and it was very much present. There wasn't a push of the Spider-Man character story-wise, of the Spider-Man character from a gameplay standpoint. It was just kind of cookie cutter, in my opinion. And I think Miles Morales, they may, evolve, push things a little bit forward.